I think we're live, Purnima. I think we can start.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you all. And this is Purnima, as you all know me by now, Team Head Professional Education Consultancy. Uh, Today, we have here our very own Basab Chaudhary, Senior Manager, International Marketing and Recruitment, South Asia, and Meenakshi Panua, Deputy Manager, Training and Compliance from Deakin University. So thank you, Basab and Meenakshi, for joining us today live. I'm sure you have a very good session today, and I'm very much excited. Along with Basab and Meenakshi, we have Mr. Raju Singh, our very famous director of programs, and none other than Dilasa Shrestha, Counselor, Professional Education Consultancy. So, can you please tell us something about yourself, Basab?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Basab Chaudhary. I work with Deakin University South Asia office, and today we are here to tell you about Deakin. So, Deakin University is basically a 40 years old university from Victoria, Australia, and we were established way back in 1974. We are ranked amongst the top 1% globally. And when it comes to student satisfaction and the graduate employability, again, we lead this space and we have been leading it for last 9 years in a row now. So Deakin University comes out to be one of the finest choice and is amongst the largest universities in Australia. We offer courses across various areas, right from engineering, architecture, construction management, IT, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business analytics, MBA, humanities, cultural heritage, health, public health, nursing. So many options with Deakin University that you can actually get.
Yeah, no doubt, Basab. There is a huge range of programs that Deakin has, offer. So. So for the viewers, just I want to say that we are here with Basab Chaudhary. So if you guys have any queries regarding Deakin, course, TT, visa processing, or anything else, you can talk to us. You can talk to Basab. You can talk to Meenakshi as well. Raju sir and Dilasa is also there. You can talk to us. We are here to answer your queries for nearly 1 hour. So please come and join us. And Basab, Deakin is one of the most favorite university of Nepalese students, as you know. So especially for the engineering students. So can you highlight on this a bit especially for the engineering, programs of engineering?
Okay. So Deakin University School of Engineering, it comes under Faculty of Science, Engineering and Built Environment. School of Engineering is located in our Vaughan Ponds campus, and that happens to be our first campus, Deakin University's first campus in Australia. Vaughan Ponds campus is in Geelong, which is a regional area, regional city. And when it comes to School of Engineering, we offer courses across civil, mechanical, mechatronics, additive manufacturing, environmental engineering, energy systems management, infrastructure engineering. So a lot of options that student may have across undergraduate and postgraduate level. We have a Center of Advanced Design and Engineering and Training. We call it CADET. CADET is multi-million dollars. It is approximately around $55 million facility that's in Geelong, and many students. So it's specialized in design area, and many students who want to have their research pathway, so they want to get into major thesis thereafter, and they have academic career oriented towards research area. Deakin University actually facilitates one of the finest option available in Australia currently. We have different industry partners. We're very strong in electrical. So we have a lot of such partners who have their project houses right within the campus. Geelong, if I tell you, and why Deakin University's engineering is special, because Deakin University's CADET is part of Geelong Technological Precinct, which is a joint initiative by University and Government of Victoria. Geelong as a city is also hub, industrial hub. I mean, it is the second largest city of the state of Victoria. Melbourne is capital, and Geelong is the industrial hub. So everything you have in Geelong. So if you talk about Melbourne, if you study in Melbourne, you don't really have any manufacturing facility wherein probably you can get partnered with, or probably you can resort to some sort of internship. wherein in Geelong, the moment you're out of the campus, there are a lot of things that you can explore, a lot of avenues that you can get into, engaged in, and have your project work integrated learning done, which is not difficult with Deakin as compared to any other university.
So talking about the engineering programs, mainly Basab, but lately we have lots and lots of queries for mechatronics, especially. Right. So can you please explain for those students who wants to go for that programs, and what is the career option for them after finishing their?
Yeah. So mechatronics largely goes into automation and robotics part of it. Students having mechanical background in bachelor's, students having for example, electronics instrumentation background, they can look at mechatronics as one of the options. So if they have their neck towards more into robotic side of it, automation side of it, mechatronics comes out to be finest option. And if you really see the global scenario right now, world is moving towards more into the automation aspect of it. And with all those things coming up, mechatronics, not only in Australia, even in the South Asian, Indian subcontinent, wherein we say the South Asian region of Nepal, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, we have very, very strong engineering or robotics area wise, development which is happening in this region. So even if student wants to come back from Australia, or if they want to pursue their career in US, mechatronics is definitely one of the options that students should look at.
Yeah, very true. So we just discussed about the programs. So I forgot to ask you about the uni's locations, entry requirements, scholarship, online classes.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I'll highlight that. So we are based out of, we are the Victorian Government Public University. We have our campus in Melbourne. We call it Burwood. It is basically we have essentially one campus is huge campus. Where I'd say probably it's one of the largest in Australia, and then we have many facilities right within the One Ponds campus that is basically home to School of Engineering and School of Medicine. We have other offerings also there, but these are the two main areas that we actually teach in that particular campus. Waterfront campus is home to School of Architecture and Built Environment. So if you talk about School of Architecture, it is basically one of the oldest school of Deakin University. So School of Architecture is older than the university itself. When university started, it started with Gordon School of Architecture, and that's when it came into existence. Then we have fourth campus that is in Warrnambool. So Geelong is a regional campus, but it is as good as a city, because if you really look at its population, you have a lot of job opportunities. It's not like the regional terminology that actually exists. So it is just 1 hour away from Melbourne. Wherein the Warrnambool campus is it's a bit far. It is about 300 kilometers from Melbourne city. And it is a regional area. In fact, it's a rural area, and we have offerings across education, Bachelor of Commerce. We have nursing over there. So you have a lot of students going there, and you get 3 years of post-study work visa once you study in regional area. And then you have Destination Australia Scholarship as well. It is a scholarship initiated by Government of Australia, wherein student gets up to $15,000 of annual scholarship. And if students are really looking at Warrnambool campus, they may be eligible for that scholarship. Besides, Deakin has other scholarships ranging from 10 to 25%, wherein we have different categories. We have also one Vice Chancellor's Meritorious Scholarship, which is a 100% tuition fee waiver. We give this out to Nepalese students every year, and one student gets to win it every year. So we basically look at students who are really good in academics, and besides being good in academics, they also are very strong in extracurricular activities. So they may be very good in sports. They might have represented their schools in various activities. So we look at leadership skills in that particular student with very good communication skills and also a very good understanding about the socio-economic aspect of it.
Yeah. So this Vice Chancellor's scholarships mainly for the student who is, perfect? In
I would
terms
say, yeah, perfect.
of academic
Sounds
wise?
good. Yeah, definitely. One student should be perfect to get that waiver. Because at the end of the day, they become ambassador down the line, and they are basically mentoring other students. So many students look up to them, and they come across as taking them the right direction, telling them what to do, what not to do. So
Yeah.
we definitely want a student who is definitely like perfect, the way
Yeah.
you
Is
have
it
used the
a
term.
quota basis? This scholarship
Quota in the sense.
number
Like
may
So we
limitations.
have only one. We have only one for. So
only one.
it
Okay.
is exclusively for Nepali students. So for
Okay. Right.
entire Nepal as a region, we
Mhm.
have one scholarship wherein we give 100% tuition fee waiver. So it is Vice Chancellor's
100%.
meritorious scholarship.
That's awesome.
100%,
Yeah.
100% tuition
Okay.
fee waiver.
Right.
It's not
I
50%,
must say
100% tuition.
this is very, very tough one.
Definitely not. I'm sure we have a lot of meritorious students around who really want to go to Australia. So it's
Mhm.
not tough one. Till the time you're able to display your academics and say that, okay, I'm one of the good students around and I have these skills,
Right.
definitely you come out to be a strong contender for this particular scholarship.
No doubt, no doubt. So yeah, Deakin has introduced some new programs as well recently. So
Mhm.
yeah, can you
So
please explain a bit?
we have introduced Masters of Television, Film and Television. We have
Mhm.
introduced Masters of Energy Systems Management. We have introduced Master of Infrastructure Engineering.
Mhm.
Now, these are very, very sought after areas. I mean, you have a lot of job opportunities in those areas. We have Bachelors of Medical Imaging as well. And so we have Bachelor of Medical Imaging and Nuclear Science that will be coming into. So a lot of students were looking at medicine. They want to pursue their MBBS, we call it here. And they have some inclination towards radiology side of it. Definitely, medical imaging and nuclear science comes out to be one of the finest options. So there are a lot of such medicine clinical diagnosis that doesn't really happen only through radiology. You need to have your expertise in nuclear science. So like PET scan and stuff like that. So it involves a lot of medication, which normally radiology does not have. So going forward with so many companies like GE, Philips, coming out with a lot of equipments, advanced medical equipments, nuclear science actually plays a pivotal role there. And it is expected that Australia itself will have about near 10 to 12,000 job opportunities in the next 2 to 3 years in the area of medical imaging and nuclear science.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so we all know that our viewers also know that most of the university are doing online classes now.
Yeah.
So of course, Deakin is also doing the same way. So even though, but it's better if you explain about the online classes, its procedure, who wants to join the online classes to our new students.
I'll tell you now what happened
Purnima,
is
can I interrupt you here? Purnima, I think in fact, like Deakin University is a pioneer in terms of the online
Yeah,
education.
yeah.
Asad.
I'm about
yes,
to
yes.
say that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Then I kind of like, please, like
Okay.
that really would be
No
good.
worries. Yeah.
See, COVID-19 situation globally, I mean, obviously it was the least unwanted thing that we kind of expected to happen. And with COVID-19 situation, there's a lot of uncertainty and disruption around the world. And many students who wanted to perhaps pursue their higher education and they were planning to go, they couldn't really go because of COVID-19. Now, what
Yeah.
we have done is we know that many students, they just don't want to sit idle and they want to start on time. Before I say what we have arranged, I'll probably go back to a background. When Deakin University was established in 1974, it was established with an objective to make off-campus learning stronger. I'll not use online learning because uh, we did have strong internet, the concept of internet at that point of time. So off-campus learning was the one that we initiated in Australia. Uh, we were the first university to start Ethernet-based learning in 1989, and in 1991, We were the first university again to start computer-based modules. So
Oh,
when it comes to online learning, and when you know that many universities today are actually transforming their delivery mode to online from on campus, Deakin University has this in its DNA for last 40 years. So we have 40 years of expertise in delivering distance education. I'll not really say that, but off-campus education. Now, what happens is many students who wants to start online, they're probably skeptical because they, it's quite natural for them to relate online education to that of correspondence distance learning. What exactly happens here? But it is not like that. It is more of a interactive learning, experiential learning, wherein we have both synchronous and asynchronous mode of education. Students get to interact with academics on a real-time basis. They get to interact with peer students on a real-time basis. So right from understanding a concept from academics to that of submitting a group assignment with other students, nothing is difficult in this particular mode. So Cloud Campus, we call it Cloud Campus. So Cloud Campus is basically the largest campus, largest online campus in Australia. We had 16,000 students, existing students, with about more than 70,000 graduates already from online education. And currently, because of COVID-19, it has crossed 60,000 existing students, 60. It was 16 when it was only Cloud Campus. So we come out to be one of the finest option. And if you really see that many universities are still trying to confirm, because not everyone has that facility, has that platform. For students who are looking at July intake, we have got this arrangement wherein they can take up to 1 unit. So usually they take 4 units in a semester. Here they will be studying only 1 or 2 units, and they move on to T3, that is November. And November they start studying full-time on campus in Australia.
right.
And it may be T21 and beyond, wherein they study full-time, depending upon the availability of the course in November. So if they don't have that course in November, they automatically progress in the month of Feb, in the Feb intake. Right.
So what about
So
these structures for the online studies, Basant? If you can highlight a little more on that part as well. I believe like Deakin has quite a generous tuition fees for the online studies, isn't it?
yeah, I was coming to that.
Okay, so I'm always one question ahead.
No, that's good. That's good. So I understand when you were starting online, as I said, you definitely can choose 1 unit. Usually you pay around $18,000 on an average. It may be more, it may be a little bit less. On an average, it is about $18,000 per semester, which is approximately around $4,500 per unit. So if you start with 1 unit, you pay $4,000, but you are not actually paying $4,500 because you may be eligible for scholarship, which may be up to 25%. So if you are getting 5% scholarship, you end up paying about 3,375 or something of that sort. So after deducting that 25% amount, so you just pay this amount, which is I'm not really sure the conversion part of Nepalese currency. It should be around 1.9 lakhs if I'm not wrong, or 2 lakhs. So you pay that and get your COE. Once the situation gets better and you are on the verge of transferring on campus, then you pay rest of the fee amount and enroll for rest of the units. Now, for every student, we have got individual study plan. We understand that you may have inclination or probably fondness for one particular unit, you find it easier. So we'll give you options which all units are available online. So when you get enrolled, you basically log on to our Deakin system, Deakin Sync, and choose the units. You will be definitely guided by our student central team, wherein you have student advisor who tells you how they're going to map it for next subsequent semester. So I will probably take an example. If I'm going for Master of Information Technology, I have to study 16 units. Wherein I have four units. We have 4 specialization, 4 electives, and 1 semester, 4 units, equivalent of research thesis or a professional practice or combination of thesis and units. So what I do is I take out of those 4 units, I take 1 unit online in the month of July, and then I distribute rest of the units over 4 semesters when I go on campus. So it may be in the month of November, it may be in the month of Feb. So it can be distributed. If I take 1 unit online, then it can be distributed like 3, 4, 4, 4. If I take 2 units online, then it is going to be distributed like 3, 3, 4, 4, depending upon the situation and how thing unfolds with this COVID-19. Because Australia has already decided, and probably the first country in the world, who will open its border for international students. And if you really compare that with United States and Canada, or probably that with any other country, any other destination, Australia has contained COVID-19. I mean, they're in right now in single digits. They're close to about 7,000. At one point of time, they were quite higher than most of the other countries. Now they have contained it very well, because it's only because health sector is very strong in Australia, and they maintain social distancing norms very well. So if you really look at a safe destination to study, because if you have about 100,000 cases or more, or 200,000 cases in a country, that means you are actually exposed to more risk. But if you have just 7 grams of those cases, and with least mortality rate, wherein people have not really died that much, so you will probably want to go to that particular destination more. So Australia as a country, you definitely should be choosing because of these reasons. And moreover, we have certain arrangements wherein you can start online from one of the most safest location, that is your home, with 24/7 support. So our support does not really is not only confined to academic support, but we have non-academic support, right from guidance, selecting units, equipment support, and those are available 24/7. We have library access, e-library, e-books, e-modules that you can access 24/7. So those are the things that you actually get. So when it comes to availing services rendered by Deakin University, there is no difference when it comes to an on-campus student or an online student sitting back in Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Basav, just want to Purnima, just wanted to highlight, say a few things about Deakin, just like listening to what Basav just said. They started this Ethernet or the kind of remote learnings way back in almost like 4 decades back. They are one of the pioneers. And then for the viewers, basically, why wouldn't you want to study in a university which has started or pioneered, or which is in a way, I would say, in my words, a far-sighted university, far-sighted in terms of people today, they are going, adopting this online or the remote learnings or the digital learnings, whatever they call it, so it's basically, they started 4 decades back, which means that, it's a far-sighted university. They're quite serious about the education for the future. So I would want all our viewers to take this opportunity, if they have any queries, questions, to put forward to Basav, and then he would be, he's in a better position to answer all your queries and questions. And in case after this, our live show, that is, if you have any queries, please pass on those questions to us, and then we'll relay those questions to the concerned people, that is Basav, and then we have Meenakshi as well, to the Deakin team, that is. Okay, over to you, Purnima.
Yes, sir. So talking about the online classes, Basav, nowadays online classes is a talk of the town topic, for everyone. So in your opinion, how effective is the online classes now? Because, maybe student is not that serious enough, who are in before who is attending the classes, sitting in the class, so what do you think, how effective are the online classes?
I'll rather explain.
Before you answer that, can I say something about the online classes before?
Okay, Raju, yeah.
So what Purnima, just to say something about the online classes, I personally, we at Professional Education, we feel that the future is digital. Given the COVID-19 situation, it has just cemented that this thing. So the future is, I believe, whether we want it or not, it's going to be digital. It's absolutely true that face-to-face interactions can be beaten, but digital is our future. Basav, over to you now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you snatched my words, Raju. So when I was actually going to explain this, the first thing that I want to highlight is online education is future right now. So if you have COVID-19 thing, even if that goes away, obviously it'll take time, but then it'll have some after effects. And after effects means you have to continue maintaining social distancing norms for at least 2 years. You can't have a large classroom full of students, packed classroom hall, because every university will probably try and avoid that situation wherein you have more students and more, kingling to each other. So online education will be future. And if you look at global news of online education, if you go to THE, Times Higher Education articles or QS articles, MOOC articles, you'll find that most of the universities are trying hard to transform their education online. Many universities who didn't have that platform and who were actually transforming, they've lost students, a few because they were not finding comfortable. So they are facing a lot of deferment in different destinations. But Australia, many universities do have that. Australia has a definitely a much more innovative learning process, and Deakin is leading in that space. So I'd say that it is just not because you have COVID-19 now, but this is going to the future, at least for 2-3 years. And if you don't want to, drop your plans for higher education in overseas destinations, then you should consider online learning as probably the only option at this stage.
Yeah, because why I'm asking you is especially for the teenager students, who just pass out from the +2 students, maybe they are not that serious.
Yeah. I do understand. So for that, we have a lot of mentoring. We have different, so we have student advisors who are actually constantly helping them. Our unit chairs are doing a lot of hand holding for them. We guide them as to how to submit their assignments. We explain them, so they have an orientation in place. So when they start online, it's just not they start it abruptly. I mean, out of the blue, you don't know anything and your classes start. We have orientation in place. We have certain trainings in place wherein we train them as to how it happens. So when they join, when they start their online education, they're pretty much equipped with the knowledge, the requirements, what is necessary to go with online education, online learning, online studies, for that matter.
Purnima, can I take one of the viewers' question?
Sure, sir, sure.
Okay. Basav, we got a question from one of our viewers, and she is like season Bista Khadka, and what she has sent, she wanted to find out is, please provide information about nursing courses, the postgraduate nursing courses. Any information that you can give, Basav, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. So when it comes to postgraduate nursing courses, we don't really have it for international students for 2 years. I mean, if you're really looking at seeking post-study work visa after that, so we're not going to that direction with the current options available. It's not only with Deakin, with any other university for that matter. So generally, if you are a registered nurse already, you can look at our adaptation course. We call it IRON course, which is a 10 weeks course that you can look at. And for that, you have to have APRA registration. You have to have your IELTS with 7 overall, no less than 7 in each individual modules. And then you can probably apply with our course, but you have to have at least 2 years of experience as a staff nurse. So once you have that, and once we get it assessed, then you can go to Australia, study adaptation course. With Deakin, we call it IRON course. You can study that, and then you apply for registration over there. But then it's something which is different thing altogether. If you want to pursue your career in Australia and you are already a nurse here, this, I think, one of the ways, because we'll look at that thing before you become a registered nurse in Australia. You have to qualify for the adaptation course.
Okay, so I believe that answers the questions. Over to you, Purnima.
Yeah. So as we all know that Deakin is doing very good. You have very, very good, programs, even for IT or business or engineering, nursing, all the programs you have. So how is it going now during this pandemic period? So are you guys accepting your applications? You are doing GT checks? How is all the process?
So like I said, Purnima, we are on, and probably we have got a lot of interest from Nepal. We have a lot of applications from Nepal. A lot of students have already enrolled. We are open for July. Application process remains to be the same through StudyLink. So you can apply for any student through StudyLink. When you choose the campus, you don't choose online. There's a very important point to note. You don't choose online. You have to choose the campus where the student wants to go. So it may be Burwood, Melbourne, maybe Geelong Waterfront, Geelong One Ponds, depending on that. It's just that student is enrolling as an on-campus student.
Okay.
Student is not enrolling as an off-campus student. student is enrolling as an on-campus student. It's just that student is starting online with one particular unit. Because of the COVID-19 situation, we have made such arrangements, and they're not even studying the full load of one semester. So application process remains to be the same. Yes, when we give unconditional offer letter, when we release COE, we'll definitely look at the compliance aspect of it. We'll do all the required GD checks. We'll look at the financials. But then we understand COVID-19 situation has caused a lot of disruptions in operations of bank. Many students won't have exactly documents in the same format the way we want. So we'll be a little flexible here, and we'll assess it on a case-to-case basis, but definitely we'll ensure that student is compliant and genuine.
Yeah, so are you accepting applications through study line only, or you are accepting through email as well, the
It is
applications?
currently through study link, and especially when PC is there with study link, we'll accept through study link.
Yeah.
What they can do, I don't know, because there shouldn't be a problem. So they can send you those documents, or they can probably scan it on a cam scanner, and they can send it.
Yeah.
You send it to us, and we'll try and verify those. If we are unable to verify, we'll put it on put some clause. We'll send you an email if you can release conditional offer letter with the existing documents or not. But our endeavor is to get the best outcome, and probably our endeavor is to also verify it online. We'll take every measures wherein students don't really feel that okay, his or her plans are stuck because of COVID-19, because they can't secure all documents. So we'll help you in those matters.
Yeah. Okay. And what about the interview? Are you guys taking interview as well?
Yeah, we are taking interviews. So that credibility interview remains one of the key thing to assess if the student is eligible or not.
All right. So yes, friends, Basav is completely right. We are accepting your applications. We are doing online, online, what do you call? I forgot the word. Okay, we are accepting the applications, GT checks, and everything. So if you have any queries, or you want to drop an application to Deakin especially, so please connect with us. We'll help you all the time. So talking about more on online mode. So as you already mentioned that Deakin is also doing the same,
I'll
right?
also tell you one thing. I probably didn't mention this. Many students who wanted to start their higher studies in the month of July, they want to go in the month of July. You know that English proficiency test, be in the form of IELTS or PT or TOEFL, that is one of the key requirements, the mandatory requirement for that matter. So we have test in place. We call it Dewey test, Dewey assessment at Deakin University English Language Institute. And students need to take Dewey assessment test because they will not have IELTS, PT, and TOEFL centers open. So once they take that test, they can actually proceed with unconditional offer letter, get a CO, and start their studies online. But when situation gets normal, they may have to take IELTS again, depending upon the requirement and everything. So we'll let you know about the clarity and everything. But that should not stop, because we'll even take those students with our own individual test, which they can take from their home. So it's basically a written test that they have to give. Once they score equivalent of 6, they are then taken for listening and speaking assessment. Once they score the required grades, they meet our English language criteria. We give them unconditional offer letter. Besides meeting other requirements, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, Dilasa, please.
So, Basu, can you say something about the research sector as well?
In terms of, see, we have a lot of, we are very, very strong university when it comes to our research areas. And we have different institutes and strategic research centers, right from Institute of Frontier Materials, Institute of Intelligence System, Research Innovation, we call it ISRI. We have Applied Artificial Intelligence, we call it A2I2. We have Center for Cybersecurity Research, CCSR. We also have Center for Regional and Rural Future. So when it comes to research, we are basically one of the strongest university globally, and with probably one of the highest, one of the leading research fundings. I'm not sure if you look at ERA. So Deakin is Australia's fastest growing research universities. 89% of Deakin's research is rated at or above world class if you go to ERA. And its combined research funding increased from about 4.5 million to 47.2 million in recently in the last couple of years. So
Mhm.
it's very high and very strong.
Thank you, Basar, for the information. So, my dear students, today we are here with Mr. Basab Chaudhary, Senior Manager of Deakin University. So, again, I want to request you, if you have any queries, please come and connect with us and ask questions as much as you can. So, my this question is for Raju sir.
Okay.
So, Raju sir, what is your suggestions for the students who wants to go to Deakin?
Okay, it's interesting that you asked this question, right? So, uh, that we've been coming live, and then like we've been with here with the other universities as well. But what I can say is that like Deakin is that university that we've got a very close relationship. I think it's been close to 14 or close to like 1. Almost like 14, 15 odd years or 13, 14 odd years that we've been working very closely with Deakin, and throughout all these years, like we've kind of like have a very good experiences with Deakin. And then I've been to Deakin University, seen their facilities, the campuses, and you both, in fact, like Purnima and Dilasha, you both were there as well, like during one of our visits. Thanks to Basa for arranging such a wonderful trip to last year. They have such a fantastic, facilities, that they have, and whatever Basa said, and then believe. Whatever Basa have said, believe me, it's no exaggeration. It's I mean, he just hit the nail basically with the information, and they are a highly ranked university. And then our students basically, I'm in touch. You guys are also in touch with all the students, and then none of them have said anything bad about the university. Whatever students that we have recruited for Deakin University, they have been like really happy with the facilities, with the infrastructures, with the outcomes, and with their careers as well, obviously. And we come and we meet them, we talk to them, and then they're quite happy with Deakin University. And I encourage most students, like especially NIPLI students, to apply and then do a bit of a research by themselves, learn more about Deakin University. And whatever Basav said, whatever I said, whatever you said, try to find out this information for yourself. And then I'm sure, those information that we are providing, it's absolutely no exaggeration. It's pinpoint information that we're giving. Okay.
Absolutely, sir.
So
Absolutely.
I'll just close it in a way wherein I'd really want you to probably go through our free taster. And I think PC can actually give it to all prospective students. So you can go through those free tasters and then decide whether you want to start online, because that actually explains and elucidates how strong we are and how we deliver our units online. I'll highlight on the fact that we have 40 years of distance and online teaching excellence. We are #1 university in Australia for educational excellence. We are ranked #1 in Australia for online education and #8 in the world. You can connect with over 60,000 students online. We are amongst the top 1% of the universities all worldwide. Australia's top-rated tech support, #1 university in career services in Australia, and #1 university in Victoria for student satisfaction. So all the more reason as to why you should be joining Deakin.
Yeah, very impressive, Basab. 60,000 students online is a pretty good number.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Deakin has established, coming to our this COVID-19, subject, Deakin has established a student support system, and especially of COVID-19 affected students, I guess. And if I'm wrong,
so very good. Thank you, Purnima, because I might have forgotten to mention that. we came out with highest ever support, hardship support, $25 million for international
OMG.
students.
Okay.
That's huge. And that actually, and it is evident that this is the reason as to why we are #1 in Victoria for student satisfaction, because Deakin University is very student-centric.
Yes, very
Our
true.
constant endeavor is to get students on board, help them to understand and help them adapt to the changing scenario. And we're leading the space anyways.
Yeah, no doubt. And if I'm not wrong, Basa, Deakin is the first university who has come up with such a great initiation, right?
There were few who might have declared, but definitely with such a huge sum, we're the first university to do that.
Yeah.
And even now, nobody is near to us. So yeah.
I must say,
Can I
Deakin
just take
students are
a
very
few of the
lucky.
viewers' questions that is.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir.
This one, I think I will read out the questions and probably I can answer this question. I don't need to go to Basap for this question, I believe. Again, the same season visitors, what she has mentioned is, do we also need to give IELTS or PT after the Deakin English test? And my answer would be no for the classes for the iron programs. But once you complete that, and supposing you wish to apply for this thing, the registered nursing, you would need to, reappear for the IELTS test. Not once you complete the test for the studying at for the iron programs, you don't need to do that. Am I correct,
For
Basa?
iron course, yes, you're right. For iron course, also you don't need a student visa.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. And another question that we have is from Mr. Chiring Lama, and
Mhm.
what he said is what he wants to learn about is the industry tie-ups of Deakin University
Mm.
and some, of course, accreditations that you have that Deakin University has.
See,
Very good
accreditations
question.
actually play the most crucial role. And if you look at our accreditation, so I'll start with, for example, our business school. We are accredited. We're a double crown business school. We are accredited by AACSB, Association of Advanced Colleges School of Business, and ICWIS. And ICWIS and AACSB, if you really look at the world global schools, very few universities do have this. And that makes it one of the finest business schools globally. Coming on to our applications for engineering, we have Engineers Australia. For IT, we have ACS, and we are the. So if you go to ACS website, I'm not about if you go to ACS website, you'll find all our courses are accredited by ACS, and probably we are the only one university to have professional ACS accreditation exclusively for cybersecurity. We call it cybersecurity ACS accreditation. So if you go and check this, definitely it is something which is very important, and it helps you decide for you to choose the right university. If you come to accounting, we have CPA, we have ACCA, we have IPA, we have CAANC. If you go to our BCom course, our undergraduate course itself, not about the B school course itself, has EPS accreditation, and we're the only course university to offer undergraduate course wherein student can get both CPA and CFA accreditation. Coming on to our architecture accreditations, we have all the board accreditations of the state and the nation. We have RICS and AIQS for construction management. So accreditations, public health, again, we are accredited by the relevant body.
Yeah.
So accreditation is there with almost all offerings, which is something unique. You go back and compare the same status, you'll not have all universities having all those accreditations. So you may have few with few, but not all of them what we have.
Okay.
Yes,
Rajasa,
Purnima.
do you have any more questions?
Well, basically, this is the info that I want to give. And then the same student season, what she's mentioned is like PT or IELTS might be a problem for the Nepali students. I tell you, Deakin has a dually English that you can take the test online, and it should not be a problem, season. I just want to share that information to Susan, season, that is. Okay, over to you, Purnima.
Okay, sir. Well, Basab, after Deakin's new programs, let's talk about your popular programs that Deakin's provides and its career opportunities. Would be better.
See, when you talk about our courses, we have courses across, popular courses, if you say, right from arts, humanities, social sciences, accounting and finance, architecture, construction management, data analytics, data
Mhm.
science, business analytics, engineering, environmental science, health, IT, media and communication, psychology, sports. So sport, last but not the least, but then sport is number one when it comes to our ranking in Australia. We offer Master of Sports Management, we offer Master of Bachelor of Sports Management and Bachelor of Exercise and Sports Science.
Mhm.
We are amongst the top 3 for undergraduate, amongst the top 10 in the world for postgraduate when it comes to sport globally. In psychology, we have undergraduate, Bachelor of Psychological Science, Bachelor of Arts Psychology. So it depends as to what you want to be. I mean, how you want to pursue your career. You want to be a clinical psychologist or not. So depending on that, you can choose the right course. We have health sciences at undergraduate, public health, health and human services management, health economics, health promotion. So quite a few options in that area as well. Engineering, I have highlighted that we have engineering across 7 to 8 different disciplines. data science, under IT, cybersecurity. Applied artificial intelligence is a very, very important course that you can look at. So we have two variants to it. Master of Applied Artificial Intelligence Professional and Master of Applied Artificial Intelligence. So a student who has core IT background, that means has done undergraduate in IT, can go for a professional course. But a student who has probably done electronics, has some exposure in AI in the job area, has to go for the non-professional one, because then we also make them study the core units of IT. Whereas in professional, the core units of IT are being substituted by a professional practice or a major thesis or a combination of a minor thesis or a professional internship. So there are many combinations and mappings that students can actually do once they join us. Business, we have marketing, we have business analytics, we have MBA International, we have accounting. In accounting, we have 4 variants. We have Master of Professional Accounting, Master of International Accounting, ACCA. In the state of Victoria in Melbourne, we are the only university to offer this course, International Accounting ACCA, which actually gives you professional ACCA accreditation and helps you. It's basically a pathway to get professional ACCA accreditation, because you get exemptions. You are just remaining with 5 master units. We give training for those 5 units, and after you complete, you appear for those units and get ACCA accreditation after 2 years of articleship thereafter. So multiple courses, multiple options, and career opportunities across areas.
Yeah, Basab, there's lots and lots of courses, so we can go on and on and on. So yeah. So friends, there are lots and lots of programs, courses that you can choose from. So again, I want to request you to come and join with us, ask queries. Basab is here to answer your queries. Meenakshi is also here. Raju sir is here. So please join with us. So moving forward, Basab, our Deakin is providing any special package for Nepalese students, or especially for the South Asia?
Nothing. So there is no special package for COVID-19. We have scholarships in place. We have amended the offer wherein students can actually take one. And it is the same for every international student.
Okay. Not specific for South Asian students.
Nothing of that sort.
Okay.
I'm a little biased as well. You can really do that, right? Well, the world
we can't really do that. Absolutely, Raju. We can't do that. We can't have special something for one region, because international student from every country is equally deprived and equally.
It's for discrimination, right?
Yeah.
So Basab, recently that you are also aware that Nepalese year 12 is now equivalent to Australian year 12, right? So
we checked this. And probably I would have been the happiest person if that had happened. But I'd request you, if you have some links on this, you can email me, because I checked on news, I couldn't find anything.
Sure, whatever info that we have, we don't mind sharing with you. We will do that. Okay.
Yeah, because I have been getting calls from a few other partners from Nepal. They've asked me, and I've requested them to share, but I haven't got anything. So if you have something, just send me across. So I'm not sure if it just spread or if there is some concrete news that has been published or not. So
okay,
we don't think so. This is just a news.
Yeah, I mean, so if there is any article which is because immediately I checked on Noosa, so there was no status change in Noosa.
So okay, we are more than happy if you equivalent Nepalese 12 to the Australian year 12.
I'd love to do that. I know that there is wonderful students who are actually doing their year 12 in Nepal, and unfortunately I can't take them directly. I have to route them through our diploma leading to degree. And many courses don't have appropriate diploma, so eventually they can't probably study in Deakin. So if you have any such thing, anything that you have, I'd request you to forward it to me, and I'll definitely do something about it.
Yeah, definitely, we'll have this thing, whatever info that we have, we would definitely share it with you. And yes, Purnima, over to you, or Sanis or something.
Essentially, Australian universities follow Noosa, National Office for Overseas Skill Recognition, we call it, NOOSR. So Noosa basically gives a picture about the university status globally. I mean, they have each and every university from different countries. So they give you status and how to assess a particular case, not only university, but the 12 board, school board, everything. Different levels of education they basically assess. And when we look at that, we can't find it equivalent because they say you have to again do a foundation or diploma thing kind of thing, which makes it difficult for us. And I really don't want that situation. So I'll request you guys to help me on this and send me if there is anything, any changes that you have been intimated by authorized body.
No
You know,
worries.
Basab, to be very honest, I really want to ask you this question, especially to you for this equivalent to year 12.
But I really wish. I really wish.
Okay. So moving on to the next question. So for Melbourne going students, accommodation is not a quite big deal, you know, because they have some.
So Melbourne going students, you said, are you aware that even Victorian government has come out with, definitely Deakin has come out and few more universities have come out, and there is separate assistance from the Victorian government as well. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, Victorian government has also announced support for international students.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
we
Okay.
have to, like, very closely, like, watching all these developments and everything. So, like, whatever
yeah.
info that we have, like, we've been sharing with our students, like, we want to be with the students as much connected as possible during this, the panic situation that we all are going through. So we are sharing all these informations,
Yeah.
and watching closely with all these developments, Basant. Yes, please.
So sharing about accommodation is also a very important thing.
Yeah.
So the students who don't have anyone in Melbourne and who wants to go to Melbourne. So can you please explain on campus or off campus accommodation as well, Basant?
See, we have on-campus accommodation, and if you really compare, so you can go to the website and see that you have a VR thing wherein you can actually experience our arrangements for on-campus accommodation. It's one of the best accommodation facility in Australia, Victoria at least. We have studio apartments for one single person. We have 2-bedroom sharing. We have 4-bedroom. We have 6-bedroom sharing. And once you get into it, it's like an apartment wherein you have your exclusive bedroom with a bed, study table, and your store. And then you have a common space living room wherein you have your couch, you have TV, you have all the kitchen, you have kitchen. So every facility is there. You have different sports amenities once you're outside of your apartment in the complex, in the building. Your laundry is free if you're staying on campus. You don't have any additional charges except for the weekly charges that you pay.
Okay.
It is one of the safest places because it's right in the middle of the campus. So, you don't have any commuting cost. You have cars that you can use if you have a license to buy your grocery and stuff. There are a lot of support services that you do when it comes to on-campus accommodation. You have off-campus accommodation as well. So it may be a bit nearby, like a bit far, you have to walk, or you may have to take something, you may have to drive, depending upon where you want to stay. Ranges somewhere between $150 to about $250. But then you have to pay additional charges of electricity bill, water bill, internet bill, other utilities, furniture, right? And then you have a deposit right in the beginning. We call it bond. So bond you have to pay in the beginning.
Yeah.
So if you look at the overall cost that student has actually incurred at the end of 6 months or 8 months, you will see that although it looks like on campus is a bit costlier, but eventually, if you put all the costs together, accumulate them, then it is much more beneficial to stay on campus because a lot of things are free actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
and then Basant, just to add on to what you've just said, myself and then Purnima and Dilasha, all three of us, we've been to the university, like I said earlier, and we've seen some of your accommodation as well. And no wonder it's like so fantastic. It's like in the middle of the the university that you
Campus.
have,
Yes.
Yes.
wonderful.
And
we
you might
saw
have
this
seen all those
as well.
facilities and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true. That's
5-star
amazing.
hotel, I must say.
Like a
It's really
yeah.
good. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Really,
And
really
then
good.
we were waiting, we were a little early, and then we were waiting in one of your accommodation reception area, and then we saw those facilities and how things work as well, Basant.
Yeah.
True.
And it's safe. I mean, you have your cards,
True.
security cards, and everything. So nobody can get in without permission and authority. So,
Yes, we saw that. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Purnima.
Yeah. And now coming to my favorite question. This question is especially for Basav, Meenakshi, and Raju sir as well. So
Okay.
relationship with Deakin and relationship
Professional.
with
Yeah, I said that.
I can really
I would
say
like to
that professional education consultant is one of our key partners and have been there in the region for quite some time. One thing that I really want to thank you that for is like we have always been getting quality students from PC, and we don't really face any trouble. Meenakshi, if you want to add something,
yeah.
and if
No, absolutely fine. It's been a smooth processing all these years. Dilasha and entire team, Raju sir have been very, very Isha. I would thank her for all the support that she provides during the marketing sessions and the updates. So it's, I think, going pretty well, and we look forward to the ongoing support upcoming years.
Thank you,
I believe,
Meenakshi.
like, yeah, whatever Basav said is kind of one go. So it's that shows like the kind of relationship that we share. So it's
absolutely would really thank you guys. I mean, Dilasha, Purnima, Isha, Raju, SK. So yeah, all of you. Yeah.
And same question to you, Raju sir, as well. Your
okay.
experience with Deakin.
Basically, I've kind of like answered this question. Like, it is like wonderful working with the Deakin team, and then I've been to the Deakin the office on more than one occasions to their India office, and then it's a fantastic team that they have. It's wonderful people. Group of people that they have, and wonderful working with all of them. And I'm not just saying it because I have to say this, but it's I'm saying with this thing with my heart. Okay, so it's wonderful. Like, whenever there's any issues as such, I can just like ring up Basav in the. Sometimes I even call him or bug him at around 9 in the evening as well. Even that goes with Meenakshi and with the other team as well, and we get the the solutions basically. Okay, so such is the kind of a relationship that you share with the Deakin team, and then the kind of the office and the kind of support that they have is fantastic. And then I'm surprised number of staff that they have in the Deakin office, and I'm sure which is one of I would say like the biggest in terms of the number of people working for subcontinent office for any Australian university that is. Okay, they have such a wonderful team, and they work like a clockwork basically, and that's
And that
fantastic.
probably because of this reason, I mean, Deakin South Asia is always keen to organize various digital sessions for, all its stakeholders and ready to support through the journey. So I think
Yes.
we are really concerned about quality. We want to help students to progress, and we want to ensure that every student is satisfied who is joining Deakin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed, Basav. Very true. So we are almost coming to in our session. So Raju sir, Tilasa, if you have any questions that you want to ask.
I don't have a question, but I would before a message that I have. But before that, like I would like to get ask Dilasha if she has any.
Yeah.
So, like, Basu, if can you explain about the industry partners like that they can have
You
like?
said that earlier.
We have several loads of them. I can't name one. Each and every area has industry partners. So we have many industry partners who are right there within the campus, and pretty much helping students to get their IBL, industry-based learning, and or WIL. So industry partners come out to be one of the key factors and key reason as to why, because that actually shows how strong is your industry interface. And if a university has a very strong industry interface, that means graduate employability of that university is also very high. So you have different ranking system, but then one thing that I'd like to highlight here for each and every student, if there is any student online, and I'm sure you guys know about it, there's a portal called Quality Indicator for Learning and Teaching. So Quality Indicator for Learning and Teaching is an Australian public portal. It is not a separate body. And it basically doesn't give ranking, but it compares all universities on different parameters. So it compares universities in terms of student satisfaction. It compares universities in terms of skills of teaching, teaching quality, student satisfaction, graduate employability, full-time graduate employability, or part-time. So a lot of things are being assessed. And if you go to QILT, Quality Indicator for Learning and Teaching, and compare Deakin with any university, you have to pick which all university you have to compare. once you do that, in most of the cases, and almost, I'd say almost all the cases, you'll find the bar of Deakin is higher than national average.
Oh,
Okay.
And other universities as well.
okay.
Probably,
Thank
if
you.
you compare all the parameters, out of 25, 30 instances, only probably you'll find 4 or 5 instances wherein we may probably second or third, but we're still more than national average.
Okay.
All right. I think there's some issue with Basav's net, but I would like to give out a little message. Can I say something? Basav, you through? Now you're back, I believe.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there was some problem earlier, but now it's okay.
Great. So basically, I was mentioning about QILT. So if you really look at our parameters and then you compare with other universities, you'll find that Deakin University is always higher than national average, and that is evident from our student satisfaction records. So yes, I definitely want all of you to go to QILT register with an email ID, and then you start comparing, and then you can showcase to students as well.
Yeah.
And Purnima, just a message, not a question to Basa, but just a message to all the students and to the parents as well, that I would want to give out. Like this is what I've been doing with the other sessions as well, and I would like to reiterate that once again. And yeah, the word is today is quite popular, the lockdown. We may be locked, but definitely don't take it as a down perspective. We are not down, but we are locked. Yes, okay, not down as such. This is the right time for you guys, anybody looking out for their studies abroad and for wanting to have wanting to continue the studies. This is definitely not a period to just stay idle and do nothing at home. This is the time to prepare. And as you can see on the back, Basav's in the background, that is basically, and that's exactly what I do: plan or keep your study goals on track. That means, like, you should have your plans on track. This is not a time to stay idle. If you are missing out on anything, you can go for online studies, do 1, 2, 3 units, whatever units that's possible, and then like move on to the face-to-face interaction. If you wish to in Australia at Deakin University, that you can do that. But this is a time to do where you do the research, you do the, like the Basaf cell, the KILT, the experiences, the rankings you can check, the accommodation, the facilities, the programs that the Deakin has, you can check on those things, and then you can choose a program according or as per your wish, as per what you wish to become. So these are the things that you should be doing, and you should be doing that, and not just wasting your time watching. Yes, movies might be a good source of entertaining you, but in terms of a careers, yes, you need to plan, and this is the right time to plan, not a time to stay idle at home and do nothing. Okay, so
I'll just add on here. Yeah.
Please, Basaf, go ahead. Over to you.
Sorry to interrupt. So I just wanted to add on, and what Raju said is absolutely correct. I mean, you should plan your studies and be there on time. Keep your study goals on track. Reason is if you just wait that when COVID-19 situation gets over, probably I'll join then. But you are actually losing precious 8 months, 6 months of your time. When you later apply, one of the key things that compliance will take into account, be it external compliance, be it university compliance, what have you done during that time? Have you been sitting idle?
I've been watching movies all throughout, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So what do you explain? Yeah. But if you think that, yeah, I have joined something and I have done something constructive towards my career goals, then definitely you are a genuine student.
Yes.
If you have been sitting idle, then you are not a genuine student.
Yeah.
Very true.
Totally agree with you, Basa. And so, lastly, I would like to thank you for your time, Basa, and Meenakshi as well as Raju sir and Dilasha, and most importantly, our viewers. It was lovely session, Basa, and I think our viewers also enjoy a lot as much as we do. So we really enjoy a lot today's session, and I mean it, Basa.
Thank you, Purnima. Thank you for Purnima for arranging this. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Basav. Thank you, Meenakshi, for coming online, especially
yeah.
Basav and Meenakshi at the background. So thank you so much, for guys, and get the support from you guys as always. You guys are always there, and then hopefully, like we can turn this a situation for a better for all of us and to all the students as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Friends, stay
Thanks.
safe, stay home.
Thank you.
Same
Thank
to
you,
you.
everyone.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.